Welcome, builders of the future. My name is Daniel Ramírez, and I'm really pleased to have you here as an audience. First of all, I want to have a small introduction about myself. I'm Chief Architecture Officer at Cosmos 3D, and we wanted to have a program in which we can discuss and have like real conversation with people that is already involved into the 3D construction. So, first of all, a small story about myself. When I was student in the university, I had the option to go to Switzerland for 1 year, and I was in the ETH in Zurich, 2007, quite far ago, and well, we were starting working with a robot, and for me, working with a robot on those days was like science fiction. Okay, so when I came back to Mexico and finished my school, I thought that I don't know, like I don't know when, but somewhere in my life, I wish it will be again becoming true. And now here I am. Now I've been here for almost 2 years working with the Cosmos 3D, and for me, it's been a great opportunity. And also, I'm really glad to do what I like to do, be an architect, and also in this new wave of industrializing construction. And yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about Cosmos 3D. Okay, Cosmos 3D started with a visionary called Ruben Garcia. He, as an entrepreneur, had more than 15 years already working with technology. Okay, one of their companies is for paper printings, and also then he evolved into plastic printers. And a fun fact, he was telling me when he was building his first house, the constructor told him that probably it will only take 1 year. So imagine you have the dream of getting your house, and probably it takes, I don't know, like from 4 to 6 months with the project, no, the architectural drawings. Then you get the licensing, and then you start doing your home. And well, it wasn't 1 year; it was 2 years long to have his house done. And he was like, "Come on, this cannot be possible." Living in the 2000s, like 2000s, it will be a different solution. So that's when he looked for evolve the 3D plastic machines into the micro mortar or 3D printing machines as we know now. And also for himself, he said like I cannot do it only on my own because I'm like doing the technology, and so he said like I need a strategic partner. So he met Daniel Katz. Daniel Katz, he has 25 years experience working, running a company that has more than 50 years building in Brazil. So for one hand, it's like all the experience building, and in the other hand, the experience of technology. So, but nobody can tell you this story better than Daniel Katz by himself. So please welcome Daniel Katz. Uh, Daniel Katz, how are you?
Hi, Daniel Ramírez. How are you?
Great, my friend. Happy to have you here. And well, I know this is that was part of the story about all the starting from Cosmos 3D, right?
Yes. So I'm running the Katz group. So we build buildings, houses, high luxury houses, a lot of condominiums, beachfront condominiums in Brazil.
Excellent.
And what you described is a problem that we have every single day here, not only in Brazil, I think worldwide, about how you can deliver a faster, a cleaner, more sustainable construction.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I believe that there's a house deficit all around the world, and like people need to, or the industry was asking for this type of solution. Uh, So I will start like with a first question that I have for you. Because uh, when I think like okay, like you're getting a machine and the 3D printer machine. So what was the first major challenge when you integrate 3D printing into traditional construction, like what was happening in Brazil?
Okay, so the when we started doing this here in Brazil, we didn't have the concrete. So first of all, we had the machine, the technology that is great and works and very precise and everything, very trustful, but we didn't have the material. So we ended up doing more than 300 different tests of different materials
Wow.
until we got the sweet spot. Yes, that was crazy. 6 months working every single day. And we get when we got there, before we got there, we had all these mixtures and the finishing wasn't that great. So every time that I saw it, and the team was like, tear it down and let's improve it a little bit better. So because we wanted to have a great quality,
Of
because the
course.
idea is to have a final product as long as it's out of the printer, and that's something that's very meaningful for Cosmos. And the rest of the companies, when you see the Instagrams and it's not there yet, but I mean, we're like tearing down, tearing down. So the first real challenge was the then we had the material, we have build the pieces together. So
Okay.
how we can assemble and how the transportation and everything. So we end up building the first house, and that was okay for that. Back that was great, but now it's like okay, that was the
Yeah.
first house, and then we built the first Brazil house here. I'm in Bahia today,
Oh, that's really
so
nice.
we had the challenge, and we brought with the transportation for more than 1,000 kilometers.
Wow.
So we were assembling that in less than 1 week and finish all the house in 3 months. So
Wow.
that was
That's great.
that was the challenges that at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yes. Also, I really think that it's really important to have like local materials, like for each when you open a new country, like, or you have a machine in a new country, reaching out like to get the material and testing that. It's really interesting, like because the machines are multi-material, so is uh, I can imagine like getting to the exact formula took quite a while, but also those are like the first steps like for the future, like people that gets a machine. It's like you already uh, have half a mile from them, like it's like you already reached the milestone.
Yes, as you know, now when you buy now, when you buy the Cosmos machine, you'll be able in a separate contract, separate different aspects, but you can get the formula. So there's a few players today that's producing
Okay.
worldwide, big groups. But when you go there and the price, I mean, it's cheaper as we developed. And the thing is, at the end of the question, pretty much the question is, what's the cost? What's the cost? What's the cost?
I can do. Yeah.
We have to be competitive, and
Of
with
course.
this, the material that we developed, that now
Okay,
the
so
patent
what
that we
you're
went with.
saying is that for like if there are more people doing working with 3D printers there in South America, you already have a material that you can also supply to them, right?
Yes, or we can supply, or we can transfer, or we can transfer the formula
Ah,
for a
that's
local
really nice.
producer, and then we'll be able to produce because you need a local cement, local sand, and we have the additives we call the chemical wax or the Cosmoscrete
Okay,
uh,
that's nice.
specials,
Yeah.
and with this, I mean, you can print whenever you want to do it, and just do little adjust in the formula, you'll be able to have a great quality as we have here in Brazil.
That's great. Well, and also like how the market respond like once you started with the 3D printing in Brazil, how the real estate market react, or like you started like with the social housing, or what was like your first approach to the market?
Okay. Uh, I think the end goal for me is social houses. But to get social houses here in Brazil, we're developing, but we need approved from our federal government.
Okay.
That's called DATEC. So, and we don't have the codes yet. There's no code worldwide, but there's a ISO 9001 that's starting to regulate everything. And the ICC with the ASTM in the United States, they are providing the first certification to produce. So after that, I think they'll go faster. And here we have a partner in a group with University, USP, Universidade de São Paulo,
Okay.
that doing this DATEC certification for social houses. What I'm saying is because if you don't have the certifications, you won't have the government finance. They won't be able to finance your clients. And as you know, real estate and construction is a pretty much of a leverage market because the prices are high and the people don't have much of the time the money to buy it in the upfront money. They need to get a mortgage or something like this, so we'll be able to pay the installments monthly.
Yeah, but I've
So
seen that you already have a lot of tests. I've seen the results, and they are amazing.
yeah,
Compression
yes,
test, flexion test, also heating it up, and well, I've seen the results, and it's like a really really huge step, and like I think like you are like the head of the arrow in Brazil in 3D printing.
yes. We send all the walls, the structure for another university called UFMG, Universidade Federal de Minas Gerais. That's my state.
Mhm.
And we develop all the tests. So the compression, traction, humidity, acoustic, fire, everything, and everything passed with a great space of safety. And from there, we were able to build in a private sector the houses. So we already delivered 8 houses today in
80
Brazil.
houses,
Eight,
eight
not
house.
80,
Okay,
eight.
eight
Eight
house.
house. And we won a contract with the government of São Paulo to build the first 50 social houses. That will be a very
Oh, nice.
inflection point from us here in Brazil. And after we did all these tests. So to give you a nice case, we delivered this house that was supposed to, the schedule was for 18 months of construction.
Okay.
And we just did the structures of the walls. And his name is Leonardo, and he started doing the foundation as we start printing. In, let's say, 1 month, when he finished the foundations, we had all the structure walls ready. We transported, and then we assembled. And the construction time period that was supposed to be 18 months, he delivered in 9 months. So half of the time.
Wow.
So that was a great success case for us here in Brazil.
Oh, exactly.
And
Excellent. The idea is like that also answers like my third question. That was like, what was the main advantage of operating with an industrialized system? And what you said, like I found really interesting that in the Cosmos printing machines, for the like if you have like or you see some others that work on site, the good advantage of working off site is that you can start from once the project is approved, and then in the meanwhile the excavation, the foundation is done, you already have all the production and all the walls built up, right?
Yes. And we were having a discussion with two professors in my office, and we're discussing about on-site benefits and the off-site benefits and everything. And then we're like, okay, we're like in this conversation, kind of discussion.
Okay.
And then it started to rain very heavily. And we three looked to each other. It was like, okay, end of discussion, outside.
Yeah, you won.
And
You won.
and of course, there's no in construction. There's no one size fits all. Every construction there's require method,
Yeah.
steel, drywall, steel frame, wood frame. But I mean, for sure, I think as the 3D precast system, I think it's something very very special, and that has a benefit, a huge benefit for earth construction. And back there, where you can see, it's our factory here in Brazil. So I mean, if it's rain, you have a controlled environment, and we have
Yeah.
everything controlled, so we'll be able to deliver a good quality of the pieces and the structures.
Yeah, and also like even for the operators for the machine, like it's not the same like being out or like working at on a heavy rain or in a really really harsh sun, or snow, or many factors, even security, like everything. Like I think like is way better to work like in a controlled environment. And also like for the quality of the texture that you can get, like well, I think like that's the main advantage. I agree with you, and I have also had some arguing with some clients about this, and at the end, like it's changing the paradigm, because the things that you see on internet, like it looks really cool, having like a big machine, and then below the house. But then what happens after that? What would you do with that piece of monster that you have there? And then you have to
Yes,
adapt in machine for each project. Why don't you
yes,
have a industrialized process in which the process adapts to the project? Not
yes.
yeah, yeah. Well, uh,
We Yes, we just bought the second machine for a project. So the idea is to have this small factory inside of the site, so that we call off-site, on-site construction.
okay.
So this will be the small factory with the tent, and then we'll be able to have all the quality as the factory, but without the risks of the environments as rain, as sun, and everything.
Exactly. Also,
So I
you
think
reduce the
that's,
transportation, no, and the logistic
of
is
course, the
better.
transportation and the emission of CO2 and all the things that we acquire on that too.
That's really nice, and I also I really think that when you have like like so many housing, and they like you do one each house, but what happened with the context, because if you have the printer there, and then you can also do, I don't know, like urban furniture, even for the same develop, no, or you can do the perimeter wall for all the houses that you been there, no, working now.
Yes, we're delivering half of the project for a 2.4 kilometers of perimeter walls.
Wow.
So we printed, transport, and we have an issue here in Brazil. I think it's an issue pretty much worldwide, especially in developed country. And here we're not developed country, but we're underdeveloped. But I mean, we have no labor, and there's no specialized labors anymore, and you have very hard time to find them. So on this, we're decreasing, let's say 25%, 20% of the needs for the labors, and this will help us a lot to get the projects done.
Yeah, and I think that that's happening globally. I think that the younger generations they are like looking like, and I think it's okay, like to evolve like to something that is been really hard work as masonry, and at the end there's still other offices that are still going to be needed, like in the construction, like plumbers, electricians, and carpenters and all of that, like but I really think that yes, like there's a lack of labor for constructors worldwide, and I really see that I know like the industry that is like maybe the oldest one, like building your house, is the one that hasn't evolved, like at least like not for residential purposes, no. We're using prefabrication for the commercial purposes, for industry, but at the end, like I think like the part in residential hasn't been that explored, and at the end the answer of that, like an industry comes by himself, like that's why I think that 3D printing comes to reality because of this need, and also for the housing deficit globally.
Yes, and we developed also a pre-installation for the plumbing and electrician. So as we have the gap between the walls, so when you're assembling the walls, it can be pre-assembled with the electricity and the plumbing with specs material, or you just go there in the construction and then we do all this. And instead of taking, let's say, 1 month takes like 1 week. So we have a huge benefit on this when we industrialize all the process too.
Yeah, you save a lot of time, and also like when you have a post processing process in which like you add these elements, and when you set or when you assemble the module on site, already has a pre-preparation, no, of what would be the infrastructure of the house. Uh, I find that another big advantage on this.
Yeah.
And
And another project that was very cool for us that we delivered is a little strip mall
okay,
here, and this is the first opportunity because when you deliver the precast, the owner of the construction can or plaster and be like as a regular construction, because you just plaster it, paint it, and it'll be just like a brick, concrete brick, or clay brick, or a drywall. But on that one, the owner wanted to get it the way that it is, so with the layers and the concrete showing.
that's pretty nice.
So yeah, so now we have the first Brazilian strip mall, 100% printed in a 3D machine.
That's great, because also like you can play with the forms, no, like having straight lines in the interior, and then having like this I don't know, like call it like it's like a membrane or like a skin that can have like curves. So like, well, me as an architect, like working with the 3D printer machine, like I remember like at the beginning I was like in the university exploring organic forms. Then in real life they say like if you want to do that, it's going to be extra expensive. Nobody's gonna pay for that, but for the machine, it's the same. No, it doesn't. It's almost the same cost. Like if you do it like straight lines, and you can play with the forms, and then you can have different shapes now.
Yes, and when you talk about costs and everything, today here in Brazil, I think we're probably the only company worldwide that we are printing in double shift. So we print a regular shift from 8 to 5, and then we print from 5 to 2 o'clock in the morning every single
Wow.
day.
Wow.
So with this, all the costs that we have, because it's a machine and we use pretty much 3 labors per shift, so it's not that much. So we have a marginal increase of the process and a decrease of the costs. And so we double the production and reducing 25% the costs for the at the end of the process. So
Wow.
this
So
is something very interesting that's happening here in Brazil.
more or less like for material, like how much material do you produce? Like it's like how many
Print.
tons like you are doing right now?
Okay, so we're printing around 5 tons per shift. So it's
Okay.
like 10 tons per day. And so 220 tons per month. And now, what is very interesting is about with the development of the material, we are decreasing the cost for the material.
Okay.
And as you know, Cosmos is developing a new nozzle that we use 2.5 centimeters of thick.
Yeah. The height. Yeah.
So, and the idea is to get to more than 7.5, as you know. So this will triple our
Our
production.
production. Wow. So
This will be huge this year. That's under development, as you know.
yeah.
So after it's done, we're gonna, if we're printing 10 tons per day, we'll be able to print 30 tons per day.
30 tons
So
per
just
day.
to have an idea how much that is.
Yeah.
So if we go for a social house,
Yeah.
about 50 square meter or 500 square feet approximately, it will take 20 tons per
20
house.
tons for a 50 square meter house. So if you're
Exactly.
printing every day,
So you did the math already. So today we print one house in every 2 days.
okay.
So that's huge.
Wow.
But when we get this nozzle, the new nozzle, we'll be able to print 1.5 houses per day.
Per day.
Per day. That changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a game
So
changer. Yeah.
let me tell you a case that I learned at Harvard University, Harvard Business School. So we had this case about Elon Musk when he started to building Tesla. And it's on the Tesla's website, so everyone who's watching it can just check it there. So he said his first car that he built was a Sportster car. And he said with this money of the Sportster car, he will produce a cheaper one, around 70,000. And with the money from the 70,000, he will produce a car that will cost 50,000, and then 30,000, and then 20,000, and then the car will be autonomous and very cheap, and everyone would be able to drive a car, or don't drive, but ride a car, we can call that. And at the end, he said, "Don't tell, this is a secret. Don't tell anyone, this is a secret. It's on a website."
That's a really nice reference. Yeah.
So on that perspective, when we start printing here in Brazil, we were printing about 2.5, 3 tons per day.
Wow.
Per day.
That's huge.
Now,
That's huge.
Now we produce 10 tons per day.
Wow.
And I think by the end of this year, we'll be able to produce 20 to 30 tons per day with the same machine, the same structure, everything. So it's 10x the production in only 2.5 years. So that's a huge increase. And when we started developing the material, we had the cost for the material here in Brazil around $300. But now we're $180.
Wow.
And now we have a project to go for 100. So imagine the cost will get half of the price.
Half of the price, yeah.
And the productivity 10x from what we're producing today will be 5x. So this is a gain of productivity.
Yeah, you almost have
Incredible.
half of the beginning of the first price, like and then another half, and then the productivity. Wow, it's going to be amazing. And it's only like a small, like, well, no, it's not a small change. It's just changing the nozzle, and how that can improve so much the productivity, and also all of the machines that Cosmos develop. With these changes, it will be like you get the gadget and then you install it. Like you can get the gadget from us, and then you can install it into your machine. And also, I know that you also are requesting.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah,
Daniel. I'm
no
sorry, but
problem.
just to imagine that this is we're talking about one machine. But if you have a project for 100 units, 200 units, as we developed here in the Brazilian governments, so instead of have one machine that was just arrived, you have two machines or you have three machines. So instead of building in 1 year, you'll be able to deliver a project in 3 months,
Wow.
4 months. So it's huge. It's robots working for humans, as what is happening now with AI and other technology. So it's not humans working for the robots.
Yeah, it's not the future. Like right now, for you, is the present. Is the present day, right? Yeah,
The
and
present, of
it's
course, the present.
it's
We
incredible.
together, Daniel. We're building the future, man.
Yeah, I know. Layer by layer.
Layer by layer,
Layer by
layer by
layer.
layer.
Yeah, and also like I know that you also want to, because like all the machines are like developed like to work in modules, like modules that produce modules, like. But at the end, like I know that you're also requesting like to have an extension
Yes.
for the machine, right? Like then
For the
you
railers,
can you
yes.
can add, like now the one that you have is 10-meter length, is the
Yes.
X1, and then you can add another 5 meter extra for the rail system,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you will have like 15, and like I found that also really 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 good, no?
Yes. Because you can see on the background here, you see the machine and you see the rails. So this is a 10-meter rails, and we just asked for another 10 meters. So we're gonna double the space where you can print. So there'll be we're gonna be able to produce more, and we have more extension of the length of the printing plant where the concrete is deposited. So that will help us with the logistics and everything.
Actually, I don't know anybody else in the industry that is currently working almost 24/7 like you are.
Really, yes.
And yes, like so I really think that it's huge, and also it's really huge for Brazil too, like for South America, because I know that Cosmos is expanding also in South America. We recently signed for another Cosmos printer in Chile, and also another Cosmos printer in Argentina. So, I see that with you being like the arrowhead, like in South America, it's like you're opening the market over there, and it's really really nice. Like that's why I wanted like to have you as a guest, because like people has to know like all the effort behind, because it wasn't easy, as you mentioned. Like it's been a lot of things like to develop, and a lot of like obstacles on the way. But right now, like the evolution is crazy, and I know it's gonna be no more than going up and forward. I see it clear. Like I can visualize that.
Yes, and I said for our team and for some friends, they say, "Wow, the first house you built a house in 2 days, 3 days." The first one, I said, "No, the first one took 3 years, but the rest will be in 2 days."
Exactly. Wow, that's great. That's great. And well, I see that I've seen one of your projects that it's called Ciudad Jardim. I don't know if I spelled it well in Portuguese. I'm
Cidade
sorry about my
Jardim.
Portuguese. Ciudad Jardim, and
Garden City. Garden City.
Garden City. So, can you tell me a little bit of that project? Because it looks like a kind of like a hybrid, no? Like
Yes.
it's all going to be printed. It's a little parts of it's printed. Can you tell me more about
Yes,
it?
we have this building, and where the first floor is some stores in front of the streets, and the first floor is just the store in front of the streets, and the second floor is the garage, and then we have two other floors apartments, small apartments like studios, and the floor that is the garage, it's going to be all printed from the walls, exterior walls and interior walls, and we're going to just let the layers will be the finishing lines,
Ah,
so
that's
of
great.
the structure, so we get this mixed technology with a regular kind of construction to a to to the 3D. And one project that Daniel we just finished, actually, last Friday, was our first two-floor
Wow.
building.
Ah,
So the first floor
that's great.
3D.
That's just great because many people think that you can only have one floor house. Like wow, that's great.
Yeah, we just delivered the two-floor, and we have a project here for a small building for 5 floors. And we developed a project, a multi-family, for a a prospect. It's for a prospect in the United States, for a multi-family project with 3 floors and 4 floors.
Wow,
So that will be also a
that's
great
awesome.
breakthrough for the technology.
Yeah, because just for the audience, like the prefab elements that you can print with the machine uh, can be added. Like if you have the structure of a building, and then you can just set or assemble the pieces and then cover it all. So it doesn't matter like how many floors it has, because at the end, like the inner structure is the one that gets all the strength, like for seismic and strengths and all of
Yes,
that.
but on that case, yes, we have this, but we did a mix it, because since we have all the tests here for the compression and everything, we end up using part of the walls as structure.
Oh,
Of course, we
really?
have the
Wow.
pillars, we have the columns, but on this special project, we use a part of the project too.
Wow. Yes, I remember I saw one of the results, and in compression, it was like 60 tons. Like, wow, like the resistance
98 tons
and
that will
98,
be able to
98
put.
to crack, no?
Yes,
Like,
that will.
phew.
Yeah, if you go for a building, that will be something close to a 50-story high building. The compression that will be able to resist. So it's huge.
It was one wall, only one double layer wall. And
Yes.
yeah, the compression is amazing. And I really see how this is evolving, and I'm really happy to be part of all of this. And well, Daniel, I think like we are almost running out of time. It's been a pleasure to have you here as a guest. And let me just ask, like, if there is any question on the chat, that, or if like anybody like wants to uh, or has a question, like then maybe we can just quick answer. Maybe we can answer a couple, and then we finish it all. I don't know, like I'm gonna just ask. Just I think there's one question.
So we have a question from Bulgaria about regulations, because it's one of the challenges in Europe, and they are asking about the regulations and the standards that permits 3D printing buildings.
Oh, okay. I think there's a question from from so,
Bulgaria.
from Bulgaria, and they are asking about the regulations in Europe. And well, that I can help you answer that. because like in Europe, like there's like the ISO, like the one Daniel mentioned, that certifies the printing process, and but actually like you can work with the machine when you have an executive project signed up by an architect or an engineer. Otherwise, you have to go to a certification like the one that Daniel mentioned, that in which you test the pieces. Am I right, Daniel?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so don't there's no limitation about the uses of the technology all around the world. So because I actually that's another episode I'm working on to talk all about all the regulations that probably are gonna come, because many people like keep on asking that, and I think like well, you can see how much Daniel is already building in Brazil, and in our part here in Spain, we also have a cafeteria, and we're building our Gillette house is close by here in Valencia. So soon you will have more news about that in our social media and LinkedIn channels. Just one last question, if there's another one, or maybe we can just like okay. I think that's all. I think probably all the answers have been already answered, and with your good talk, Daniel. It's a pleasure to have you here, even though we are far away, but it felt like we are almost like having a conversation here at the Cosmos office.
Nice. So thank you, Daniel. And I think I would like to invite from other entrepreneurs and other companies to come with us in this new technology and to build the future together, as you said, layer by layer. And let's print.
Perfect. I really like that idea. And I also like to, well, just to mention that this in February, from the 1st of February to the 4th of February, we are going to be in the Web Summit in Qatar. So if anybody from the audience is going to be there, feel free to contact me via LinkedIn. And we are going to be attending many of construction fairs all around the world. So just let's keep in touch uh, and have a great day. Thank you, Daniel. One more time. It was a pleasure having you here, and let's continue layer by layer building the future.
Let's print.
Let's print. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.